Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing Left 4 Dead 2 for the PC. The game was released in 2009 and was made by Valve. But is a game that was released in 2009 still good in 2018? Let's delve in and find out a bit more, shall we? The game's story is your basic zombie horror apocalypse theme. You and 3 other survivors have to get from one area of the city to the next while taking on hordes of the undead. You then travel from one location to the next, and from one campaign straight to the next part of the story. It's a simple enough story. You and 3 other survivors have to make it to one area of the city to the next without being killed by hordes of the undead, walkers, infected, whatever you want to call them. And it works great. It's a straightforward story that's not complicated and keeps things easy and enjoyable for the player. Each campaign starts at the end of the previous one, meaning that each campaign the story continues from the last, and we see the survivors try and escape from one area to the next without getting killed. Each campaign story is slightly different from the previous one, but it is basically the same theme: get from one area to the next without getting killed, to eventually getting to the final chapter, where you can hopefully escape. Character-wise, the teams are split up into 2 different groups of survivors. You have the first game survivors, consisting of Bill, Zoe, Lewis and Francis, while we also have the other game survivors, which consist of Ellis, Nick, Coach and Rochelle. These 2 groups communicate with each other during the campaign to add more realism to the characters, and also help build up their own individual personalities. It's a good mix of characters because each one is different. And these 4 people in each group were never the sort of people that you would expect to mix together in normal life. Yet this situation that they're in has forced them to work together as a team in order to survive. While playing the campaign mode, you do get to learn a little bit about each character that you're playing as, but you're never really given the full story. And honestly, considering the situation that the characters find themselves in, you're not honestly going to sit there and have a heart-to-heart conversation with someone who is essentially a stranger and then tell them your whole life story while a whole horde of the undead is coming towards you. Gameplay has you and 3 other survivors trying to get from one location to the next while trying to survive the endless horde that comes after you, while also trying to avoid the special infected. You and your teammates have to work together in order to reach each location's safe house and to progress to the next area without getting yourself or everyone around you killed. You can carry guns, melee weapons, medical supplies, and a few other items which you'll find along the way in order to help you make it out of the city alive. Campaign mode has you working together in a team, doing the game's main story, which has various options you can mess around with. You can change the game's difficulty, whether you want a serious challenge, realism mode. This mode basically makes it so if you die, that's it, you're dead. Being hurt in the game also damages you a lot more in this mode, and you can also no longer see your teammates if they go out of view. So straying away isn't really a good idea. There is also Versus mode, which has 4 members versus another 4 members. One side picks survivors, while the other side can get to play as the special infected, and try their best to kill the survivors. It sounds simple enough, but it is also a lot of fun. However, a few people have complained about Versus mode recently, as they can no longer cheat in it. Before, people would use their mods in Versus mode, such as the admin tool, to basically cheat. Now, Valve didn't like this, a lot of people themselves didn't also like this, so Valve stepped in and made it so you can no longer abuse the game in a dedicated servers. And I for one am all in favour of this because nothing pisses me off more than when I'm playing a game online and I know some scumbag is clearly cheating. You can still use your mods in single player mode and also online for the multiplayer campaign, and honestly I don't see what the problem is with this, or why people are complaining. People were cheating, Valve did something about it, and it would be nice if other companies such as EA ever pulled their fingers out and did something about the massive amount of cheaters who play in Star Wars Battlefronts 1 and 2. People were cheating in the servers, Valve stopped it, I don't see the problem. You can still use your mods in the single player campaign and also in the multiplayer online game. so you can still have a fun experience. The gameplay is good, and it's a really great experience all around. Personally, I think I myself and many others only really play this game for the online campaign mode, so you can still use all your mods in that. The game's graphics are amazing. Even today in 2018, when the game was originally released in 2009, they still hold up today and look absolutely great. The game looks as fresh now as it did back when it was first released, and if you had never played the series before and you were to play this today not knowing anything about the game, you'd be looking at the graphics and you would be thinking, it looks like a modern day game. It's a great looking game, with great level design, good characters and brilliant graphics that don't fail or disappoint. You can kill dozens and dozens of zombies and have all their bodies lying around at you at your feet with blood splattered all over the place. And they don't just vanish or disappear into thin air like they never existed. They stay there and they rot. The graphics do not disappoint and really do make the game feel as if you're playing a modern day game. And if you're using mods to enhance the game's graphics, such as the HD mods or the higher res textured mods, then they only help to make the game look even better. I cannot compliment the game's graphics enough. They hold up today really well, especially considering that this game was originally released in 2009. You could play this game today and think it is a modern game. It just looks and holds up really well. The world of Left 4 Dead 2 is amazingly well put together, with each campaign being different from the previous one. One chapter sees you stranded on the middle of a motorway, and then you slowly make your way to a closed down fairground full of the undead. Another chapter sees you walking through swamps in order to get to a mansion, while another has you start out in the middle of a burning building. You get a whole host of different areas and locations, with each one feeling different from the other, and that offers a whole different feel and experience for each playthrough. All the campaigns are different and have to be handled differently in order to survive. Some locations will force you out into open areas, where there's more chance of your teammates being killed, while other areas force you to enclosed sections, which will then force wave after wave of the infected at you. Each campaign is really well designed, and feels exactly how it should feel, and not out of place at any point. I didn't feel while at the carnival that the place didn't feel like a carnival, because the place has rides, food stands, and everything else you would expect to see at a fair here. The same goes for the Swamp campaign, or any of the other campaigns as well, as they're all brilliantly well put together, and feel as they actually should do. You're also given day and nighttime locations, and while it's nighttime, you can't exactly see very well, especially in burning buildings, or any building for that matter, where all the lights have gone out due to not having any power. So you have to use your flashlight in order to see what's in front of you, which can also add more realism to the game, because you only have a small amount of light which you can actually see. So you could be in one corridor and think everything's fine, slightly turn to the left, only to find a huge horde coming towards you, and you can barely see them. It just adds that little bit more realism to the game, which really helps it stand out that little bit more and makes it feel like the whole experience is much more real. If you're wondering about purchasing Left 4 Dead 2, then I also have to mention right away how Valve did something amazing with this game. With the purchase of this game, you're also now buying the original Left 4 Dead 1 as well. The Left 4 Dead 1 campaigns and survivors have been added into this game. So while you get everything from Left 4 Dead 2, you're also getting everything from Left 4 Dead 1 thrown in together as well, for free. This alone is amazing because, honestly, if this company was Square Enix or EA, I can imagine this only would have been done if money was somehow involved and we were allowed to end up paying a stupid amount for a labelled DLC. Yet Valve did this because the fans of the series asked, and Valve listened, and they gave it away for free. You just wouldn't be seeing that in companies of today doing something as generous as this. So while you are buying this game, you're also buying the original game as well. So you're essentially getting two games for one. It is a brilliant game with loads of fun to be had, and if you can get three friends together who also have the game, then it's a much better experience all around. as you and your 3 teammates have to work together in order to reach the final chapter and hopefully escape. I myself absolutely love this game, and with a group of my friends, I've managed to pump in over 400 plus hours into this game. The game is also a much better experience now, thanks to the ability to mod the absolute hell out of it. Don't want to do the normal campaigns? Well, you don't have to. Simply download one of the amazing mods created, such as Die Scraper Deluxe or the Resident Evil 2 campaign. Don't like the survivors? Well, you can mod them too if you want to. You can have Mass Effect's Commander Shepard, Bowser, a Star Wars clone, Solid Snake, Neptune, or anyone else your heart desires. They're all pretty much on there on the Steam Workshop, ready for downloading. You can also mod the game's guns to a different appearance, or just mod them to be something else completely entirely. You can also mod various other elements of the game too, such as the way the vending machines look, or the magazine rack, or the infected, or anything else. Everything is pretty much fair game to be modded here. To be honest, there really isn't any reason not to have this incredible game in your collection. It's a great game with loads of replay value and many hours of fun to be had with it. And even more hours, especially if you have some friends to play with. Left 4 Dead 2 is a great game, which I cannot recommend enough. You have to own this gem of a game in your collection, because it really does deserve its place there. It's a brilliant game with many hours to be had. I cannot recommend it enough. Well, that's it for this review guys. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.